So, updates. We've been doing some work. I think it's working out well. Getting ready to get the linkage made it up into here. And one of the things we had to do is we had to remove the reverse switch, which was just a little clip. So you can see the reverse switch is going down here. So on the Fiero, it used to be you push all the way over to the left, and that gets you up into reverse. And then it was first, second, and then you go over, up was third and fourth. So now that we've changed to a 5-speed, what we've done is we've removed this little set screw right here, and it relieves a lot of the spring pressure on the stick. So this now doesn't have to move this bar up here, and that spring, it's kind of hard to see, or that screw was pushing down on a clamp. They would make it right over this ridge here. That would basically act as a lockout for reverse. So now what we're able to do is we're able to go all the way over, and now we're in what would be first. So that's 1, 2, and now we're able to have 3, 4, and then we're able to go over to the left, 5, 6. So this is still a super long throw, and it doesn't really want to stay 100% centered, but it's enough that we can modify this. When we put this into neutral, it's going to kind of find its spot. Because right now there's no pressure coming from behind on these rods that control it. We also messed around with the alternator. We got it hooked up and working. The only issue is it's giving us 17 volts on the output. Well, damn near 18 volts on the output. So we got to get that kind of sorted out. Worst case scenario, we're just going to get a voltage regulator and wire it in. Right now we just let it sit on the charger. We don't have this hooked up because the lights, I assume, are what's giving us the parasitic drain. So when the car gets used more, we'll be using it, we'll be plugging it in more. Other than that, we don't want to make the battery charger work harder than it has to. So managed to grind off right here. I kind of put some paint on there just because it's bare metal and I don't want it to be rusting up on me too fast. So we ground down these little stripe, or these little brackets here that were for the original shifter. What we're going to do is we're going to grab the stuff we got from Ronnie Dickman's, I think, whatever, and we're going to put it in here. And then the plan is we're going to find out where we want that to be for the best use. And then we're going to use some cardboard, make ourselves a template, and that is what's going to be used to do that. And then now, because we're able to kind of pull this out to its fuller extent than we were before, we can kind of use, I'm kind of trying to look at the stick shift while I'm doing this. You can see it in there moving around as I pull on this. So this is the side to side. This is the up and down, which works out well for this because this is, like right now, it's in its neutral location. So that's going to be 2 and 3. Or not 2 and 3, I'm sorry. That's going to be third and fourth. And that's back to neutral. And if you push down and pull, that's first, or that's second. I'm sorry. That might be, yeah, it's up and over is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then sixth. So it's just a little bit more difficult to do, but we'll get it worked out. So this is probably a little bit above my league to get this all fabbed out. So we might try shopping that out to someone, but we will see. All right, so we disconnected this so we could get a better access down there. Like you've seen, we already flapped that off. Hit it with some paint. So now we're trying to build this. This is our shift bracket adapter plate. We went to the Homeless Despot and we got ourselves some scrap metal. So this is for the bottom plate, but that's the top side of it. And that's actually this bit right here. So hopefully, this mosquito's trying to eat me, we can get that. This is actually the easiest thing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to mount this in here. Let's get this in here. And then that's going to connect to that bracket right there. And that's going to basically act as our new fork on the top. We just got to find a way to put a square hole into that. So that one's all done. We just got to mount it up, and we got to put it in a place where we're not going to lose it. So sure, right there. This bit is going to go, like I said, with all this. We're going to cut this, for this is the complicated part right here, the mounting bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this all fabbed up. We want a little oversized on everything. And this is fairly cheap, or fairly thin sheet metal. And the plan is, wherever possible, we're going to reinforce it with some steel like this. So this bit is going to make up. Oop, lost my masking tape. Come back, masking tape! Come back! Oh, look at that. Couldn't try that 100 times in a row if I tried. So that's this bit. So the great things about having a cat with special dietary needs is these little boxes are fairly good. So that's all done. So we can put that in here. So what we're going to do is we need to make this. Most of this is going to be made out of this bit here, because this is very structurally necessary to be kind of tight. So we're going to weld and we're going to rivet, hopefully with this, because some of our welding skills are not up to par. So we're going to weld and rivet using this, and then we're going to make this bottom bit here, I don't have, there we are, this bottom bit, out of some more sheet metal that we have laying down there. So that's the plan. We'll see how it works.